So this should now pick up my mic. Open. So this should now pick up my mic. Open. Oh, there we go. This should now pick up my mic. Sweet. So we have just killed Renala. It's now time to probably head off to Atlas, because I've not really done Caelid yet. I've pretty much done everything Limgrave, south and north. Got the legendary weapon here, done the tree, got the tier, got that tier, got that tier. I don't know about Knights Cavalry, but that tends to be something I just pick up after doing a build. Got the medallion, not done the Caelid medallion, which probably means I'm going to have to go there because I'm trying to do this character without doing like any cheese runes, etc. Got the tier and the flask, done the mariner, done this mariner down here, and we've done the water catacombs as well. So we've got 3 death root. Now I know that probably about here there's another death route, and the best way to get there is to probably go up here, get the grace, come round, get another tier, go from there. But what we could do is we'll do the frenzy flame to be fair, because there's not going to be much faith in this build apart from beast incantations. So my idea is to make a strength build, which then progresses into a sort of hybrid of faith, giving it some buffs as such, and the ability to use, Stone of Garang, Bestial Sling, etc. Those will come in time. But you have to get I think it's 6 death roots before you get the stone, which isn't too bad. That knight there is just not worth my time at the moment. I'm not sillily over leveled, so here's my level for anyone wondering. I'm 42. I've got 2 shard bearers, which means I think due a talisman as well. So while we're here, did use fire grease from my armor as well. Because do you know what? I never use any of the greases or any of the weapon buffs through any of my playthroughs. And I just thought, while this guy's just strength, no buffs at the moment.
Only what? Look there. Fine work, brave tarnished.
Fingers are dancing.
Now to become Elder Finger, as much from you.
Cheers, mate. Now I'll go forth. We've got the jump, turtle. We haven't got the sword seal at the moment. We've got the axe. Boost physical damage negation. That'll actually be quite good for us. The Arsenal charm is good for us as well. We're not really using spirit summons, as I just kind of want to attack this game with as much, but as little help as possible. I kind of want the build to do the work. Not to say I won't prevent myself from using a spirit summon if I need to, but I'd rather not use them. They're kind of just like a cheat code to the game. I think for the DLC, what I'll do is I'll take in a spirit summon as such. There's always a rune up there, which is quite nice. If you hug left here, you don't get hit by the cannonballs, which I find to be the best route. I think this is Magic Greaves, Googling Stone. It's fine. You get to just avoid all that. I'm not too sure if there's any nice talismans or anything there, but I think I know what I want to do for this build. So yeah, as I say, the DLC, what I'll try and do is tackle a boss without the spirit summon once or twice. If they're becoming like a real problem, I'll probably throw in a spirit summon there and then, just to like learn the moves, maybe progress. Because on your first playthrough, there's nothing wrong with using spirit summons in my eyes. I think it's part of the game for a reason. There's actually an Elden Ring book where they basically tell you how you should play the game, and it highlights all the spirit summons and who's good for what boss. So I mean, they definitely intended you to use spirit summons. It's just I personally prefer not to. Now, running up here gives you madness. If you hide from the madness, which I'm not doing very well, you can prevent it. Which I've not done very well at all. So yeah, if you hide from the madness, you can prevent the build-up. Probably should have dismounted there, taken the rats on. Also, if you have a helmet on, it's meant to generate madness slower as well. I, at the moment, have not got a helmet on, because I don't think I can get one on without being heavy. I don't really use these, to be fair. We'll go full vagabond. The reason I've chose this as my starting character is A, it made the most sense for a strength build, and in terms of stats, I want to take a couple of builds into the DLC that are level 150. I think the game probably is just fairly competitive at level 150. So I won't be over leveled or killing anything too quick. Oh my god, this is gonna hit me, isn't it? It's gonna hit me again. Jesus Christ. So, we're in cover here. This rat wants a bit of beef. The only other thing I thought about, being 150 is that that's so cool, by the way, is that in the DLC that your level doesn't really matter. I think here's competitive. Nope. This thing's gonna bite me. Probably the worst place to heal there. Yeah, so it's got its own sort of damage and leveling system, which means, oh god, which means I'll be fine going level 150. However, I just think a lot of your build is dependent on your level. Oh, that took time, didn't it? So, for instance, if you're 150, you could probably, just get a good enough build to do enough damage, wield like different things, like different spells, etc. What I don't want to do is go in at like max level, have all the spells, all the stats, everything 10 plus, multiple of like weapons and talismans and stuff, because at that point you're just over leveling the actual DLC itself, which I don't have any issue with, if that's your cup of tea. It's just what I've chose to go against for, I guess, fun purposes. I think I've done it. That one guy there, killed me. Jesus. So yeah, so there's like certain things in the game, like for instance, the Prince of Death's staff scales really, really good with faith and intellect, but to have that 80 faith and 80 intellect, you'll be quite over leveled, I would say. I think it'd be fair to say as well. So I try to base all my characters as much as I can off 150, especially the characters that I've made just to go into the DLC. So I've got, a couple of fun builds that are going to be structured around certain playstyles. So this will be my strength plus bestial incantations build, which I probably rock Golden Vow. I know it's like sort of a cheat code. I mean, most of my builds that I make will have some form of Golden Vow, but sometimes I try and avoid using Golden Vow. But this will have Golden Vow, Flame Grant Me Strength, and then the Beast Incantations for a bit of range. I don't know whether I'm going to put Madness Incantations, which might beg the question as to why I'm killing this Scarab. But that's been an attack. Okay, he's missed. Not two-handed, that's why. But I just think while I'm here, I might as well get the incantations that are here. I'm actually getting battered by these ramps. That was much harder than it needed to be. So yeah, so I don't know whether I will go Frenzy. It's a really cool sort of fire damage based stat that, it's got its uses. Like it's the incantation I've just picked up there, and it's an absolute beam of a sniper bullet. But I do like the thought of just being a big old strength user that uses sort of Lion's Claw or Giant's Crusher to dish out damage. Now I'm going to get the Grace here before I fight Vike, because Vike can be a pain in the arse. So he's buffing himself, but he's also... That's it, that's the opening. Nope, never mind. Yeah, Vike can be a bit of a pain. One more. I've run out of stamina. Howler Shabiri will give me a chance to... Oh. Got my distances on there. Give me a chance to do that. Right, cool. Vike's dead. Normally he can be a bit of an issue, because he is quite strong. I mean, he was meant to be Elden Lord, so... that's not the strongest version of him. If you've played the game, you will know that there is a stronger version of Bonk in an Evergoal somewhere. Everjail, Evergoal, however it's said. I need to get there. I don't know if I'm going to have to full rest to get all my flasks back, etc. I don't need to buff this flask at the moment because it is healing me for full health, but I think I'd rather. Now that Evergoal can be a bit of a pain to get A2 and B through. We're going to do it. So the reason I'm doing it is because I want the death route, and for the time being, going through the game, I'm actually going to physical damage. I'm going to put this talisman on. So I'm a bit beefy, and the reason I'm going to do that is I'm going to put the shield back on, and yeah, so I can, which is good. Yeah, the reason I'm doing that is because the aim is through this catacombs that I'm about to go to, there is a talisman that you get from, I think, one of the bosses, or if it's a room, etc. And you get FP back on riposte or critical hit basically. And the other talisman, the red version that I put on, is the exact same talisman, critical hits. However, not a chance on fighting them. However, it gives you health. Anyone that's played this game knows that they might be the most annoying enemies in the game, bar from the grafted scion. Can I drop that? Yeah, I can. So there is a bear. Instead of combat. There's a bear down here somewhere. I've skipped it. But I need to kill this guy. Right, let's start by hopefully getting the grace first, because the reason you get the grace first is that I don't want to go this way again. Get a few iframes. Oh. There we go. Strength builds are really fun for that reason, is that they do so much poise damage. Especially this Ash of War. This comes with the claim, which is very fun, because it's a very early level sword, basically, that you can pick up from, I believe it's the castle where you start the Frenzy quest. So that's +6, so that's +5. So actually I need one more 2, which I could probably get from a vendor somewhere. I have no holy damage here, which might mean I need to go through this slowly. So if you didn't know, if you hit those skeletons and kill them with holy damage, you kill them straight away. If not, you kind of just... He's glowing, which means it's not him that you need to bother about. But yeah, if you don't kill them with holy damage, you have to kill them again. That just makes that a little bit easier. So yeah, you have to kill them twice, basically. Which isn't too much of an issue. I can't remember what's in here, but stone sword keys are sort of... Yeah. Is it fewer penny, they say? I don't know who said that. Yeah, like that. So you got to kill them twice. Help me. So you kill them, health is at 0, and then they glow on the floor. And you have to slash them again, or hit them with magic, or whatever you do. But these guys, you kind of just got to avoid. So you get here, you find this, and here. Yeah, let's do it. Let's go down this way. So you kind of know when they're the ones that you don't need to kill first, is when they have that distinct glow around them. And it just makes it a lot easier to ignore them. Why is there a thing here? If only I had a door. Yeah, to be fair. This one doesn't have a glow around him, so you know he's real something. Best viewers on... Yeah, I don't want to buy any viewers as such, as it may be. The only reason I'm doing this is when I play Elden, I like to stick a video on in the background. Oh, okay, I didn't realise that was there. I think this is the... Ah. Let's summon D, let's see what he does. But yeah, I've had a message in this Twitch chat around basically buying viewers. It's not my thing, mate. I'm not here for the viewers. I just playing a lot of Elden Ring at the moment, getting ready for the DLC. So when I play, I like to stick on a stream in the background. So for anyone that this might be beneficial to. Okay, he gets hyper armor. I didn't realise. Go on, D. Should we let D tackle him? I think. Okay, there's nothing there. But yeah, I tend to just stick some like playthrough or commentary on it. It tends to be around the same like playthrough that I'm doing, because I think sometimes that just makes gaming a bit more fun. I'll probably stream the DLC when it comes out, but I'm not going to promise anything. As this is kind of just a test as well to see if if the PS5 like streaming system works. There we go, D. Don't worry, son, I've got you. Yeah, to see if the PS5 like streaming system works, see if Twitch works, to see it uploading it to YouTube goes smoothly, which I think I've just managed to get the early gameplay. Oh, the first one I did, there we go, that's what I mean. The first stream I did, I kind of want this talisman on, I don't. Let's start with that, because I'll be getting crits with this. Yeah, the first stream I did didn't automatically save the video, so if for some reason you were to go on my YouTube channel and see this, be like, oh, he's like on episode 2 already, that's a bit weird. It's just purely because the first one didn't work. So it starts from episode 2, which is, I mean, episode 1's quite boring. It's just it's quite literally just like Limgrave sort of thing, and just getting like tears and the weapon sorted. Please hit him. Is that it? There we go. So that also has no commentary because I couldn't get the commentary to work properly. There's going to be a big ass crab which comes in. I, like most people, hate crabs in this game especially. So I'm just going to ignore them. I don't think you have to fight anything. You have to fight anything. Oh, I nearly died there. This guy wants it. There, that son. Oh. That's that blue talisman working there, giving me the sort of FP back for the critical hit. That's riposte. That's where I was. It's a good little talisman to have, to be fair. It's better than not having it. I don't think that was worth getting that little axe. Yeah, it's an int axe. I won't be using it at all through this playthrough. The reason being is that I've got in playthroughs. I've actually got 2. I've got sort of pure caster / dark moon greatsword and a old moonveil playthrough as well, which I know people love. Got some good strength here, to be fair. I think I need more health. I'm going to go 30 health and then get endurance up and then start going through strength as well. There's no strength weapon I'm going to struggle without at the moment. I think this claymore is pretty good for what it does. Would love some holy grease here. No something inside. So this is like the real boss. This is the boss that gives you death. Oh god, he is probably the worst thing. Oh, he's not that tough. I guess the actual issue with this boss is hitting him. Oh, okay. And that, apparently. That was easy. There we go, 2 line skills. That's why I like this weapon. Now this is my 4th death route, I believe. So we're done here. I don't need any of these cracked tears yet. I believe this offers you smithing bell bearing, if I'm correct. So we can go do that. I think he has 2. So it's probably, what's that, +5? Yeah, it's 2 for each, so to get it 6. Oh, I don't really know what the smouldering butterflies do. So he does have a 2, I've got 5, but I'll need the 6. Then, haven't seen EG yet. He's great if you've got playthrough that you're basing around a smith and stone weapon, or if you're just using the smith and stone weapons.
Ah, the recusants sent a line. Can you believe they invited me to join? Can scarcely believe it myself. You might be surprised to learn that they only had to ask. It's on Mount Gelmir. That's where they hide. Just you wait. You'll rue the detail of house.
Cool. Yeah, so if you're like using the sorry mate, if you're using like a bloodhound's fang, it's probably in your best interest to go and see EG. I never upgrade my shields. I don't think it makes too much of a difference. Nephili is not there yet because we haven't progressed it. Don't really care for fear at the moment.
If I do, I suppose I'll ask Matt.
Yeah, go ask him to teach you. Yeah, so there's no point me really rushing to get to EG. Carrying mana tends to be a lot of sort of mage-based or magic-based, I guess not work, but 4.6. Yeah, a lot of like magic or sorcery-based builds sort of benefit. So you get the Carrion Piercer here, you get Hoarfrost Stomp, you get Meteor Spell, I think. Can't remember what else is here. I believe Freezing Mist is also there, so technically if you wanted that, if you were going for like a status build, that's good. And then you've got Rani's questline and Siluvius's questline, which at the moment I'm not too bothered about because they're really good if you have like a magic build, or you know you want the Darkmoon Greatsword, or you want the Magic Scorpion Charm, but well, for instance, if you want to pop it as well. But I'm not interested in that myself. I'm not really using summons, I'm really using magic. Millicent's questline is going to be quite important for me. I tend to stick to a rule on every playthrough, especially making a build, that I'll get the Rotten Sword Insignia before I get the Prosthesis. And that tends to be just because it's such a long quest to get the Rotten Sword. If you're doing it in New Game 2, you've got a lot to do, basically. But the other side of that is, I don't think I will need the Rotten Sword Insignia, because I don't think there's going to be a lot of like continuous hits in this build. So when I had a look at what I was going to do, it would be let's just get this dialogue done first.
It's rather chilly here. My mistress said, but I was accosted by a ruffian. Could I ask you lend that thug made of only if you've any qualms? Oh, what a blessing that the thug should please.
Right, let's go get a necklace. Yeah, so the build that I'm looking to do is sort of based around like Lion's Claw and or the Giant's Crusher. If I come across like an interesting strength weapon, I'll probably look to see if I can use it. But I'm assuming that this build uses this claymore for a while, Lion's Claw, and the bestial incantation. So I have picked up the incantation dagger, or Garank's dagger.
What are you lot trying to start something, mate? Show me what it's when I'll consider parting ways with it. I'm not in love with it or nothing. You're a shrew first.
Probably should just kill him. He's an arsehole, but he actually...
Alright. Things know your bloody idea, mate.
He actually is sound.
Alright then. I could be persuaded. Oh, alright, well, but it ain't mine anyway. Look, she ain't died on the bloody roadside, I reckon.
He's got no sympathy for anyone, which...
You're tarnished too, ain't you? Can you see it then? The guidance, I can't see it at all no more. Makes no bloody sense anyway. Why some no-name cruel bloody joke you ask? Maybe something went tits or with it. The Ertrium say.
He's,
someone with a taste for brawn I can trust. We'd make...
Yeah, he's fun, this guy. He ends up dead. Spoiler alert, obviously, but he's part of the Dungeon quest line. And this is probably the best line in the whole of Elden Ring. Marika's tits, you must be hungry.
Never met someone with a taste for brawn.
I think you need to buy 2, and then you get progression. But we've got the shack, we've brought the 1, we've got the funny line out of the way. So I need to do this to get the Volcano Manor invite. It just saves me going through that long tunnel into Volcano Manor and showing up. I can just get teleported in when I get the other half of the Dectus medallion.
The thug should be resting at an abandoned home down the way. Please. Oh yes, thank you kindly. Did I forget to announce? I am Raya. I seek stalwart tarnished.
You can kind of tell with her dialogue that she's a snake, if you know that she's a snake, because everything she says with an S is like a sliver.
Merciless. Even such strength is precisely what my mistress seeks.
I think they just threw in S-related words there.
Brave, most tarnished. But you are no ordinary. The Volcano Manor will... Oh, and this land of Liurnia is but the lift instead. At the base of it was excavated. I have faith in you. I do hope that we can meet again. Seek the... At the base it was... I have faith in you. I do hope.
There you go, that's all of the dialogue exhausted. So we're going to go to the tunnel. It's just something that you kind of need to do or will need to do, and maybe get some smithing stones there, and also at the same time a few runes. I can't remember if there's anything nice in there. I also don't know if this sword is the best for the Crystallians, but I think the Ash of War negates anything like that. So going back to the build, I've got the Cinquedia. This passively boosts bestial incantations, and with doing the Geraint quest line, I've also got the Claw Mark Steel. It scales with strength, so I don't need too much faith to use it. I actually need strength. Or it does scale a bit with strength. I don't know if it's predominantly faith, and strength is the second stat it scales with, but with getting my strength in this build to about 60, maybe 70, 80, depending on how the split goes with equipment load, it'll be nice to be able to sling those rocks, have a passive heal, and use some other incantations along the way. I do want to get involved with the weapon that Geraint gives you at the end. It seems like a really cool weapon. It's got a really cool Ash of War. Whether it will be better than the Giant Crusher or the sort of Greatsword, which everyone loves the Greatsword because of guts. But yeah, whether it'll be better than those, I don't know. But what I want to do predominantly is have it just based around strength, but heavy hitting, and a few incantations in there as well. Never hurt anyone. But at the same time, the reason I've chose to do that is because I'll probably be aiming to get... Okay, there's nothing important in there. There's nothing important in there. It was a waste of time. I've got to sort of find on it. Yeah, I'll be getting my faith to... Oh. Wow, that was lucky. To 25 for Golden Bell and Flame Grant Me Strength. Which do stack, I believe. So yeah, I'll be getting my faith to 25 anyway, so I might as well use the incantations while I've got them. In terms of riposting, yeah, I will be. It doesn't seem easy to beat these guys, which may become an issue for me further down the line. Save you a bit of money, EG, so will that. Don't know if there's a hidden wall there. I've probably hit it in a playthrough before, and if there is a hidden wall there, you know, it's got nothing of interest. Got the lantern as well. That's something I picked up in that first episode, I believe, that probably won't be on YouTube or on Twitch due to me having issues with the, you know, Twitch saving the episode as such. But yeah, so the build, predominantly strength. It's going to have faith in it, so might as well use the... that wasn't good. Might as well use the incantations when we'll have them, just purely because we're going to have the faith anyway. And it gives you a bit of utility, to be fair. So like being able to cast a stone, or, you know, covey it on someone's head from a distance that's hit least is going to be nice. The claw incantation is decent, it's not the worst. There's an actual war involved. I don't like this bit. This is probably my least favourite part of this cave, that's why. If you didn't know, quitting out there stops you from actually dying. I wouldn't say it's an exploit as such, but it's probably frowned upon to some extent. But yeah, so the claw move, I think it's quite a good incantation to have. It's another 3. I don't really need 3s, but we'll come across weapons where we can use them. But yeah, it's a good incantation just to have for AoE damage. As being like a strength build, you don't tend to get much. The bestial sling, I know that's quite popular to like combo attacks. I'm using a controller, so it's not the easiest thing to do, combo attacks, but probably shouldn't be the main reason why I don't use it, but that quite literally is. A warrior struggling to a mage, who would have thought it? As you can see here, most of my attacks are single target attacks. That'll get me some health back and stop his cast. Which is why I think the claw incantation... Is he trying to beat me? Yeah, he is. The claw incantation will be really useful. The stone is pretty much just I don't really use bows. It's not really a popular thing in Elden Ring to actually use bows. The reason I don't do it is because the arrows you have to either craft, which is a pain. You have to buy them, and I don't think you need too much, unless you're killing that bird in Moog's sort of area. It's not something you need. Bows and arrows. It is a good bit of utility to have. I might change my mind through this playthrough, but I think most of, if not all, bows scale with dex. So it's not like I could do massive damage with them anyway, but at the same time, it's not something I'm too overly concerned about. I know you can get a longbow from the Twin Maiden's Husk. That's about as far as I've looked into bows, but I think just the stone will be enough. But right now, I don't have anything that I can use at range. I don't think there is anything around here apart from the smithing stone. 3? No, 2. Yeah, there's nothing I really use at range at the moment. So if I do need to like take out an enemy or something, I can't. If you didn't know that there's those balloons in Leona of the Lake that if you knock them over, they're the ones that hold the... I'll probably do this a bit later, but they hold like 3 skeleton bow guys, the really annoying guys that basically just give you an issue. You don't deal with them. But they give you a rune of 6, which is like 2,000 runes. I didn't need to buy that smithing stone because these are giving me shit. Which is like a nice easy way to get some runes, especially at the start of the game. When you get later on in the game, you find that like little things like that probably don't matter to you, or if you're doing the big dragon skip, you kind of out level everything for a long portion of your playthrough. Whereas with this playthrough, I didn't want to over level. I didn't want to be too overpowered. I didn't want to just rush and get the great sword and rush and get the Giant's Crusher and basically do all those areas without actually doing the areas. These are the guys. They are probably the most annoying things in the game. They're not the most annoying things in the game, to be fair, but for me, they are quite stressful. Because if they get low health, they start like going crazy, spinning around, basically like flailing all their arrows, or if they're the knife version, they flail them at you quite hectically. Did I go past a boss wall? I feel like I did. I feel like there's more to this cave. But, okay, so I'll put that up. Maybe I didn't. Maybe I'm going insane. Okay, cool. Yeah, I didn't. For some reason I thought that was a boss wall. But I have just literally been in there. So you've got 2 there that need a backstab, basically. Ooh. Dark cannons are really good in this game. For physical damage and enemies. Couldn't get me words out then. It is probably one of the worst knives in the game. The item description basically mentions that it's used to mine by these miner guys. I don't think I'd be wrong in saying I've never seen them using it. It's always the digger staff, so yeah, they could be lying up. This is going to be a bit of a Kobe. that might happen. It's quite a stressful bit of the map. But yeah, that knife sucks. So do I, apparently. So here we go. There's 6,000 runes down there, and I'm probably going to have to try and just avoid all these guys together. Those aren't the issue. If I remember correctly, there is... Yeah, I did the lift, so... None of these guys are mages, so they're not actually an issue right now. I don't like to skip, but if I've already defeated these people, I will. He just wants speed. So does he. I don't know if the poke is hindering me with these guys, but... it seems to be quite annoying. So, I'm going to try get through this without using any flasks, because I feel like I will need... Oh, great. I will need my flasks. The only sort of AoE attack I have here is if I run. I do not want to get hit by these arrows. If I run and do a heavy attack, he swings it round like that. So that's as AoE as it gets with the Vagabond class. But yeah, this area is quite tricky. Kind of wanted a riposte off him. Feel like I can get one here. Here's another. There we go. It's tricky because these guys are all absolutely fine until you bump into the one guy that just does not leave you alone. I think it's this guy. Some of them think that stab is the main issue. Right, let's get this back up. Didn't want to backstab. What I'm trying to do is replenish my FP by backstabbing these guys, which is just being efficient, essentially. I used a health flask. I don't want to use all my FP flasks because with this build I've tried to basically just keep it to FP being minimal, so I've only got one. Which is why I like that talisman, especially because I've got a shield for guard counters. With guard counters you tend to get like a stagger as such, and the ability to do a crit. For whatever the boss is, I'm not going to use it, though. I'm going to use probably... start with the jumping attacks. I'm hoping that Lion's Claw is buffed by that talisman. I'm not the most informed about that. But I assume, since half the attack is being in the air, that it would be. This is a 4, I think. No, it's a 3. In this cave only gives 3s, to be fair. Any lift I take, I tend to do that little run there, where I sort of go around and ensure I've got everything. These guys are meant to be easy, but they're not if you have a sword. But as soon as you break their posture, I think it's their posture, stance, you can literally stun lock them through magic, through faith, through swords, through anything. They're really hard to beat if you have, like, for instance, a samurai sword. What's it called? A Uchikatana. So that's that done. That's that cave. Got 11,000 for that. That's enough to level up. It's just, which is great. So what I could do is go start Vare's questline. Because I tend to do this questline when I have like minimum runes on me, because the PvP aspect of it, depending on what level you are, you like. The other day I came up against two guys and they both were running like Radagon's hammer, and they were just jumping up in the air like one by one, roll catching me. So they're obviously people that have finished the game. Now, whether they finished the game for like level 40, I don't know, but I always think it's a bit. Be prepared to lose your runes doing this quest line. Yeah, I didn't like the fingers, mate. Two massive fingers are quite weird at any point.
Oh, I have. And give it a try. And if it I've high.
Yeah, I know how to do that.
There's no tarnish.
Yeah, cool. You're maidenless. That over there is Bloodhound's Blade, Bloodblade or something. It's really good if you've got a Dex or Arcane class. However, I do not. I think the other thing I can do after this is go give the Death Root to Geraint. The reason I'll do it as well now is because with the lack of runes, it will be best if he kills me, because the fourth one that he gives you, if you're not aware, is essentially the one that sends him mental, and he just decides to attack you, basically, which is fine and all, but I don't want to lose my runes to him. But it's near and far because there's not a lot of people playing this game anymore. Might be trying to match someone with my level as well. Most people, when they do this quest, so they will go back to the Grafted Scion, kill him, and then get the Finger Maiden that is there. But where we saw the fight earlier, up here, there is a Finger Maiden at that church where you get the cloth set from, and you can like taint the cloth with blood from her. So I tend to do that on any sort of playthrough that I'm not too bothered about doing everything. The only thing let's give him a hello. Okay, he's protecting. That was probably bad. Yeah. In those situations, you might as well just jump off. I mean, respectfully bowing, I rate that, dude. Enjoy. Yeah, so killing the Grafted Scion, Scion or whatever it's called, I've got no runes, so this is where I'm going to go to Geraint. So I want nothing to lose. That's a good thing to do if you want a Dex weapon, holy Dex weapon. Yeah, he's not raging at the moment. And then at the same time, at the end of in that area, you get an item for Nephilia Lou's quest.
There's something else. But the death yet quenches.
It's my big dog.
Bring more.
I will feed you death. Don't worry, son. The reason I'm going to try and attempt this now is just purely because it's going to happen. So might as well get it out of the way with while I've got no runes. Yeah, there's no chance. I just did no damage to it. Not going to be trying that one again. However, it now leaves me in a very sticky situation where I'm going to respawn again. So the Nephili Lu quest, at the end of it, get me out of here. At the end of that quest, you get a ancient dragon smithing stone. And then if you keep Gostock alive, a lot of people kill him because he follows you around Stormwind. Is it Stormwind? Stormvale, sorry. Get mixed up with my games there. A lot of people kill him because he follows you around, he takes 30% of your runes when you die, and he locks you in a room, basically. So you have to kill a knight, which you're going to kill the knight anyway because you basically want the talisman and the king. But he actually then also, if you keep him alive, at the end of that quest, the Kenneth Hyde quest, he'll give you the option to buy one as well for 20,000 runes. So, as I'm looking to use multiple weapons through this playthrough, I've decided to keep him alive. I believe, anyway. I'm not too sure. I've decided to keep him alive, and at the same time, I've not done well there at all, have I? Yeah, so I think I've decided to keep him alive because those smithing stones, they are limited in every playthrough. So I believe there's 8 Sombers, and I think there's 12 Ancient Dragons. I don't know. But I know there's one at the Haligtree that's quite easy to get. You literally just loot it. And I also know that there's one... there's one from a couple of quests. I think there's one from this Geraint quest as well. So that's 4 that I know of. So I'll probably do Nephili's quest at some point. But right now, I mean, like, I'm probably not going to get this Claymore maxed out. You know, the Grafted Blade, I believe, because it's a special weapon, that is a Somber. Oh, I've got flails. Well, I'll look him up. Brick Hammer's quite cool. I do have a spear, a halberd that you start with. But yeah, I think getting the weapons that you want to use to plus 25 is quite important because you're going to use those weapons to potentially kill final boss. That's just 36, but it doesn't have a crossfire. Is it just because if I two-hand it? Yeah, it is, doesn't it? Because I've got 32. I've got a two-handed shield. I believe this is Somber's, so I can start leveling that up. And I think the Claw Mark seal is standard smithing stones as well. So that's something I'd like to get to 25. It's not the best seal in terms of scaling for incantations, but as I say, it scales with strength as well as sort of faith. So that base 25 faith and the strength. That I think when I sort of did the calculations for the character, I think I looked at it and it was like, soft cap for strength is about 60 to 80. So whether it be, soft cap in it. Jesus, this guy's trying to kill us all. Yeah, didn't stand a chance there. So if it's soft capping at 80, getting the 25 faith. I like to stick to always 50 vigor. Mind won't be important. It'll just be for buffing and potentially the Lion's Claw Ash of War or Royal Knight's Resolve if I'm using the hammer, or the Garang Claw. But it's not really important on the strength build, I don't think. And then endurance to have like sort of tanky gear. I wouldn't like the Radahn gear. I don't ever really use the Radahn's gear. Yeah, Dead Maiden will do. So as I say, this church here, the Church of Inhibition, actually has a Dead Maiden, which you can anoint. And it just saves me doing the Grafted Scion now, basically. There's no reason why I'm not doing the Grafted Scion now, apart from the fact that I kind of want to... the Philly Lose quest is going to be one of those where I don't need to complete it. I need to get the secret medallion, do the Siluvus quest line, and there's so many other things that are more important, and the Ancient Dragon Smithing Stone isn't the most important thing to me right now. Because I think you can do the quest as long as you do Lord Kenneth, I believe, do Nepheli Lose, give her the Stormhawk Ashes, and then I think if you go back to Stormvale, you can get the you have to travel there, then rest at the Grace, and then they all just show up in the room, and you can get the Smithing Stone. But I'm not too bothered about the Smithing Stone yet, because my weapon isn't the endgame weapon, and I don't have the other Smithing Stones. Now, it is quite obvious that a lot of the Smithing Stones come in late game. So like the 7s and 6s, I think 8s, maybe 8s, I don't think there is 8s. They come in the late game, so they're not, to be able to buy them, for instance, you've got to be able to defeat the Godskin Nobles, the duo. So yeah, the ancient Smithing Stones aren't important at all now. Right, so we kind of need to go to Caelid, get the other half of Dectus Medallion, so that we can then go meet, is it Raya? And get to Volcano Manor. We don't need this. To go through this tunnel would be fine. There's a couple of Smithing Stones through there as well, and that would help get us to where we need to go. I think, for the time being, that's probably the route that I'm going to take. I don't think there's anything I've missed as such. A good way to get there is to go down here. I think there's a gold seed on the way as well, which is, I guess, fine. Gold seeds are like all over the gaff in this game. By Farum Azula, you should probably at that point have 14 flasks, 13 flasks, maybe 12 if you've not really killed everything. But yeah, that's where we are with the build. That's what we're building as well. Commentary is hopefully pulling through on this stream, and then also will pull through on the YouTube video. As I say, the reason I'm streaming this and uploading it is quite literally just because I'm playing the game casually, and I personally watch a fair bit of Elden Ring content myself. I'm at no means at that level where I can beat the game with no hit, or at level 1, or able to mod the game and do a randomizer or anything. It's probably not my thing to do that either. Which I don't have an issue with anyone that does it. It's just not my thing. Oh, before we go there, we need to go get this great room. Is that the best place to go? Yes. So yeah, so I like to watch videos or big long streams like this when I am essentially playing a playthrough and um, yeah, making a new character. So that is pretty much the reason why I've done this. It's just because, you know what, it might be someone's cup of tea that they listen to my monotone voice and watch me poorly play this game and die a couple of times to make a build that they might be interested in doing or copying. And if not, you might be watching it to make yourself feel better about how you are at Elden Ring, because definitely not the best player. But yeah, if you enjoy it or have any like constructive feedback to give, for instance, like that there's flaming bolts there that explode, that's great feedback. But yeah, if you enjoy it or have any feedback or stuff, whack a comment on, or you know, whack a like on. I don't know what this stuff is mainly, but I guess it goes a long way. I'd appreciate it. I think these lions are the most annoying enemies in the game, as per the other 5 enemies I've called the most annoying enemy in the game. And feel free to come over to the Twitch channel as well. I mean, no means going to promise to anyone that I'm going to stream often or do a schedule or anything like that, but I mean, I would appreciate the support if there is any out there. Apart from that, we'll get back to it. So we are getting the Great Rune for, is it Godric? Godric's Great Rune. I don't know how the first and easiest boss in the game has the weakest boss lore-wise as well. Has the best Great Rune per se. 5. He basically, if you use a rune arc with his active, that was a bit unfortunate. If you use a rune arc with his inactive, you get 5 stats across the board, which is absolutely incredible, especially at the early game, because it's, you know, it's 5 mind, it's 5 health, it's 5 stamina, it's 5 strength, it's 5 faith for this build specifically. It's really good. There is some builds I've got to like late game. I'm just finalizing, you know, with the setup for the DLC, that I'll still use his rune to be able to like use certain items. So like, for instance, I have a sorcerer / Dark Moon Greatsword build that I will use the Great Rune to use the Jellyfish Shield. I don't have the stats, like trying to min-max the stats and what I want from the build. I can use the Great Sword and a staff without the rune, but then I need the Great Rune to sort of wield the Jellyfish Shield for extra 20% damage, which with the Dark Moon Greatsword is absolutely incredible. You can hit like 2-3k a shot quite easily, depending on who you're facing. I think it's quite like, what's it called? Like, it's like socially accepted, or like the majority of people feel like that the best rune is Radahn's. I kind of agree to that to an extent. But at the same time, I think for this stage of the game, it is definitely Godric's rune that's the best. So yeah, sometimes I'll, you know, to get that extra vigor, I'll use Radahn's rune. But apart from that, I tend to stick this one on. Let's check that's gone in. I like to stick my rune arcs here. I normally have a gold pickled foulfoot there. Well, I've got 4. The reason I've got 4 is I buy the 3 off patches, and no matter what game I play, or playthrough I play on, I buy the 3 from patches and get the cookbook.
Gold flies are all over the map. Like sometimes you just run into a massive swarm of them. And then the rarer fruits, they're quite easy to come by. But the issue with the cookbook is getting the feet from the birds to make the gold fowlfoot. I don't tend to farm birds at any point, but I can understand why you'd want to. But I think, like with certain classes, like a sorcerer build, the sorcerer I've just done, I found it really easy to just sort of either carry and slicer some birds, or shoot them with pebble from a distance. There's a little guy here, isn't there? Yeah, that was alright. There's poison bombs. I don't have anything to alleviate the poison build-up. I didn't input an attack then, but that probably saved me a little bit. Yeah, so I tend to buy the free from patches. How have I managed that after just talking about not wanting to do the build-up? And you get the one at the start. There's also one in one of the caves. There is an item here, one of the sides. I've gone past it. There is one of them in one of the caves of Caelid. I believe it's this one. You have to go in the Caelid side to get it. And they're just really good items to have. So if you're like fighting or killing a huge boss, not that I'd recommend speeding through the game at any point. As good as the game as this is, you kind of want to enjoy it. But I think definitely if you are killing a boss, I'm gonna die here. That was stupid. I wanted to backstab. I'm gonna have to climb all the way up again. That's really annoying. But yeah, if you are killing like a major boss, like for instance, if you kill Mo, he drops like a ridiculous amount of runes. I think it's 400k. So it's in your best interest at that point to pop a pickled fowlfoot. I don't know which is the best boss to do it for. As I say, I'm not sort of the best with the stats there and then, but I was thinking like if you've got like 3 or 4 of them with you, and like Estelle gives like 120k, I think. Mo gives a shed ton. Like Radahn gives a lot, and then obviously the old farming dragon. Don't need anything here, do I? Is he gonna aggro? No, he's cool. He's chill. Yeah, but if you know who gives a lot of runes, or you have a look, it's best to just save them for those people and all those bosses and use them. There and then. I don't want to aggro these little guys. Not because I can't beat them, just because I don't want to. For God's sake. Also, all 3 of them are. I kinda knew that would happen. Why am I free? Jesus Christ. But they're definitely a really good way to get your levels in without having to farm. So I think I've never really farmed in this game. The only time I've ever farmed as such is when I beat the game and really wanted to take loads of smithing stones into New Game +2. Because I had an idea of a build that I wanted to make. So I don't really farm. So I think the gold pickle fowlfoots are so good. The other thing that's really good is the golden scarab. You
just go from this grace here, you follow this down. It's like here. If you are quick enough at the end of a fight, you can essentially just stick the gold scarab on to one of your talisman stocks, so you don't lose any. You don't lose any damage or anything into your builds. No, we're just going full damage here. And you also get a shed tunnel, which is only 64 or something, 65. Jesus, doing no damage. I think it's worth it. There we go. The 64. Yeah, it's not too bad of a difference. The drop-off's not. Expecting to hear that. But yeah, I think I've lost my train of thought here. So I can only apologise, but it's definitely worth getting the pickled foulfoots for any playthrough, and ensuring that you use them to your advantage. I've never had this happen to me before. Jesus. I didn't realise these guys jumped on your back. Oh, is that what that smog, that cloud does? Will make you free? Yeah, I definitely do use them to my advantage for that reason, because it makes the levels go a bit quicker, and then at that point you don't get to a point in the game where you're like under level the bosses you're fighting, and you also don't have to farm. You can just kind of go through as the game would have intended you to go through. So yeah, the gold pickled foots. I think there's one at the very start. Everyone knows it. It's on all the speed runs and all the how to get like OP in next to no time. And then also you get 3 from patches, which is why I never kill patches anymore. And then there's just a few scattered around the map. I know there's one underground where you talk to Blide. Probably rest to get them health potions back. I didn't need to be to spare with the health potions as I was. Yeah, so there's one underground where you talk to Blide. There's one in that Caelid tunnel, and then you can farm them as well if you buy the thing from patches. I think this will be one of the first playthroughs where I actually take on the Godskins with sleep pots. Tend to do the Godskins quite easy. Not that like saying that it's like an easy boss. It's just that tends to be a point in the game when if you've done the game already, you don't really care for not cheesing that boss. So I tend to do the Godskins with a mimic deer, make it 2-on-2, or the summon. I've seen a lot of these playthroughs where people they're like doing a challenge, so they'll do the Godskins with sleep pots and just like only sorceries or only arcane or something. They're quite cool. I'm not that good. So the Godskins tend to be a boss where I struggle with if I'm just fighting them alone. So there is a summon outside of the Godskins, I believe, and there's also the opportunity to use a summon. But this playthrough, I thought I'd switch it up and try and not use a summon, but use the sleep pots. A lot of people say that's cheesing them. I get that how that can come across as like cheesing the boss or abusing a mechanic, but I think FromSoft is a company that puts mechanics in games for that reason, to make it easier. Like, it's definitely why they put the summons in. They didn't make the Mimic tier hard to attain. These guys are annoying, because once they hear that their friend's died, they come and attack you. Kind of just need to kill this guy as quick as possible. Sit down, son. He poisons you. He's a bit annoying. He's dead. I might have to drink it. One more. Yeah, FromSoft, they definitely put things in this game to make it easier for the casual player base, which I really like, because I think I probably epitomised the casual player base. I'm not really doing any challenge runs as such. It's the most challenging run I've given myself, apart from when I first played the game. So I'm not killing the dragon from the start. When you get to like this level, like level 40, level 50, the dragon only gives you, if you farm that dragon at the start of Caelid, not at the start, but like at the start of your playthrough and the dragon is in Caelid, he gives you a shed ton of runes. But at this stage of the game, it doesn't really matter. It's only like 3 or 4 levels, which not the easiest to come by, but also not the hardest. So I'm going to wait until I get to that point, because I'm kind of enjoying almost using the build and figuring the build out, figuring the playstyle out. But I mean, there's no question that they put that in the game. A big sleeping dragon that is susceptible to bleed at the very start, and a gold pickled Valfa at the very start, and also a chest that takes you basically to this dragon. There's no doubt that they put that in the game on purpose for people to do that. I remember when I first played the game, I was watching content around it, and it was almost like frowned upon by the community that people would kill this dragon at the start to get easy levels. For me, kind of looked at it as if to say, like, well, if I'm just trying to get like a certain weapon at the very start and enjoy it throughout all the gameplay, it's fine. I didn't really have any like feeling behind it or towards it as such. I'm going to give myself the sacrificial twig here, for the reason being that these things be a nightmare. It's when he does that. Go back. Please leave me alone. I think I've got myself killed here. Absolutely. I'd never used this god devouring short sword, curved sword thing. Might be one that I use now. That was the epitome of annoying. I've got to go through the bats again. I kept my runes though, which is good. Let's have a look. Status wise, I need 11,008. I've got 7,005. And I get from these, that's 2,000, so that makes. Little tip is when you're on the screen, if you are using your runes, if you press the right stick in, you don't have to go all the way back through. 16,000. That'll take me to. If I use 2 of those, that should be enough. Yeah, it is. So yeah, definitely runes are quite important at this stage in the game. I think when you're like level 120 to 150,
I don't think runes are that important because you can beat the game at level 120 quite easily, and then if you so desire, you can then quite happily just go back to all the bosses you might have missed, and basically just kick their heads in, and from there you like sort of get a shed ton of runes. So like there's a tree avatar in Caleb that gives, I think it's like 90k runes, which is really, really good, and it's really easy to beat at the start. You quite literally just have to either sit on your horse and use spells, or use fire. So like if you're the prophet class and you've got flame catch me and you can just hug around it, that's an easy 90k runes. And then if you have one of these like gold pickle foul foot things, it's very easy to turn that into like 20k runes. Okay, he's angry. Jesus, tracking on his weapons sometimes is abysmal. Still in combat. I wonder if that's those guys down there. It is, isn't it? Yeah, so once you get to like level 120, you know, your build's kind of like built out, you've got everything you need as such. Like that's when it becomes quite easy to go back to those bosses. Like I remember when I did my first playthrough as a mage, I spent ages on that dragon in is it Carrion Manor, where like you don't actually need to kill it, and you only need to get it down to like half health, and it took me ages to get it down to half health. But then when I did, I think he's weak to fire. Then when I did, he flew away. That's what I'm looking for. That's it. Then he flew away, and then obviously you complete Rana's quest line, and he was A lot easier, and B didn't fly away, but he also then took me a long time to kill. Again, because it was my first playthrough, and I was literally using like glintstone pebble to try and like kill him, and he's not weak to that. I came back later on in the game because I'd found out that he drops Azula's Moonblade, which was something I was like, wow, that sounds cool as anything. I want to use that ability. And I was told to use Rocksling, which was something that I didn't have for most of my first playthrough. I know most... No, I pressed the wrong button. I know most like people that build a sorcery now, or a sorcerer sort of playthrough, would know to just get Rocksling from the start. Which I'm not the biggest fan of either, because I think that staff is like an absolute joke. And you tend to not use any other staff then until you get like the main staffs, but yeah, I didn't know that actually did non-magical damage. He's not weak to that, but it's a lot more efficient than using magical damage against him. So going back to him and then getting that call-out spell, getting like, I think he drops 120k wounds as well. Because even at the level I was at, that was like, I think that was like two levels up, 3 levels up. Which, you know, at 100 plus, I don't think the levels are that important. I think you've got your build sorted, you've got, you know, all your equipment, your items, your gear, your spells, everything. The stuff that you kind of miss, you can go back to and, let's be honest, have a really easy time.
killing it and defeating it. Like, for instance, I think my first ever playthrough, the catacombs that I've just done with a black knife, I think I went into there as a mage and was like, absolutely not, never going in there again. Hey, this guy. I didn't for ages until I realised that it dropped this really cool and really useful talisman that I wanted for one of my builds, that was basically using the Moon Veil and staggering enemies and then sort of, getting the critical hit. Oh, why has he just done that? Fair enough, mate. You take your anger out on this this big worm. I know people joke that this is a worm. It's, I think, is it Wyram? Which basically just means dragon in most places. These are probably, for me, one of the most annoying bosses in the game. I do not, to this day, know how to dodge that charge forwards. Someone is probably sitting there thinking it's the easiest thing to dodge in the game. You just move right or back or forward or left. For me, I have no idea. I tend to beat this boss either over leveled or with net magic or like lightning or something. I think I'm right in saying like dragons are normally weak to lightning. This guy just does not want to stagger. There we go. Come on, lads, get your hits in. Or bleed, like they do bleed these things. Oh, I just knew this was going to happen. Oh, I've dodged him. Oh, that's the non-charge forward one. This is the issue. Okay, no, it's not. I thought he was going to roll around. This is the issue. I jumped way too early. He's got way more poise due to the fact that I've summoned two people in, and they're both standing in the lava, which means they're not being as much help as they could do. I mean, Blackguard's just kicking his ass with his little fist weapons, but we seem to be doing an alright job. He's going to spit fire down, kill Blackguard. It's safe to say the AI is not the smartest in this game, unless it's Melania's auto dodge. Oh, crap. Is there anything worse than when you decide to take a pot or like a consumable and you can just see the boss winding up an attack that you just know is going to hit you? Right, we're close. Rolled a bit too early. Didn't roll at all. Rolled into the bloody strike. I'm absolutely awful when it comes to those attacks that are like slightly delayed. They might be the most frustrating attacks to get hit by. And at the same time, I get hit by them every single time. Purely because I'm so impatient with dodging. As a sorcerer, or a mage, or whatever you want to call it, right? These bosses are fine. They never really come close to you. You can create the distance, or if a bleed build, you kind of know that you're going to pop a bleed at some point. Oh, what about Dragon Wood Grease? Dragon Wound Grease? Let's try that. But for me, in this one, I know this guy's going to hit me. Like 3 or 4 times. There's naff all I can do about it. Oh, there's my runes. Let's grab them quickly. For most of my playthroughs, like, runes are like the most important thing to me. So like, I will try my hardest to ensure that I first pick up the runes before doing anything else, normally. Recently, kind of not been too focused on them. I was about to say more focused on the boss fight ahead. Like, kind of trying to ensure that I only have like 2 attempts on a boss, because if I die to them, you know, I get the rings back if I kill the boss. I've just jumped in lava. That's going to be a pot. I think I dodged that. Oh, we got him. I've had to run into lava to do this riposte, but okay, I thought he was coming for me then. Okay, blackguards up down first this time. Which means our guy Targoth is definitely next. So this guy just stays in the lava. What's the old saying? Don't tread in the fire. I really thought I did something then. Oh. Let's use my last dragon grease. Please don't. I knew that would happen. As soon as you, like, there must be some AI in this game that as soon as you use, like, an item, they decide to hit you. Brilliant dodge. Not a brilliant dodge. Oh, I thought I could get him. There we go. I think the Dragon Grease really carried me through that then. Both the guys that I summoned died for free, where not to say that I'm like fully relying on them, but I don't know if this dragon specifically is like weak to slash damage, but I think this sword is, yeah, it is slash. Although I think dragons are okay with slash. I think maybe the weapon could be stronger. Oh, we've got at least a level there. 4,000 different there. What is it? 12.9 probably. I've got 8.7. What's this? This is 2. This is 1.6. It's 12.3. This is 1.2. 800. We'll go 800. So we can get another bit of health. The reason I'm going for health over anything at the moment is I want to get the 30 cap that I've just got there. As per my stats are, as you see, 10 mind, 30 vigor, 15 endurance, help with the equip load, 32 strength is my damage, dex is 13. I don't think I've boosted that. I've put 1 point into faith, which was probably a waste at the time. The reason I did that was so that I could use Bestial Sling and also equipped the Claw Mark Talisman, but I'm not using that for a while, so I probably wasted that 1 point, if I'm being completely honest. But I mean, that just happens to be as it is. Okay, so now we can come up here, ready for Milicente's. Oh no, it's the wrong place. I think the catacombs up here has Death Room. I'm not sure. The one down there doesn't, and I don't think it has anything I need at the moment. If you're wondering, there's like a Sage's Cave or something down there. It's got like the Raptor gear, which like increases your damage when jumping. So it might be good for Lion's Claw. But I'm probably going to avoid it right now because there is a Black Knife boss in there that literally is the most annoying thing in the world, and then there's also another boss that is quite annoying. I think it has a Faith Mace and the Black... I can't remember what the Black Knife drops. No, this is where I want it to be. Cool. So, Giant's Crusher is like the other side of this place. Now, I don't need the lift yet for Raya. However, I'm wondering, do I eliminate the ability to go and grab Raya if I kill this Tibia Mariner? This guy's hard because the thing he summons is an absolute beast. And you can't just deal with it like you deal with the other guys, which is essentially, if I'm using like a melee build, I tend to just kill the other guys, then wear down the tibia. But this thing, Jesus, this thing is tough. Like, sometimes you get lucky and the Tibia Mariner kills a lot of these guys for you. Like how he's doing now. I can't riposte this guy, I don't think. I'm gonna get a bit of health.
I don't think I need to use the holy grease that I have, but I know it's there for when well, if I fail this boss. How much stuff hope the range on it is. The Tibia Marionettes just tend to like kill their own guys. It's quite funny. I need a riposte there. Don't go away, don't go away, don't go away. There we go. Oh. That was tricky. But I'm not too mad about that. Now I just need to... It gave me 14k as well. So now I just need to get that to Gurak. But I think it's the 6th one you give them. This is my 5th. The 6th one will give you the Bestial Sling. I don't think I'm at the level yet where it's going to matter. But I obviously just want it sorted. Not going to talk to Melania. So, let's get strength 35. Let's get things cracking with that. So in Caelid, I think it is like just... I think it's like here, where the Guts Greatsword is. Which will be quite cool to have. Because I'm getting quite bored of the Claymore. The other side of having that sword is that I will need the Ash of War, or a Ash of War to use on it. I'm not restricting myself just to Lion's Claw, but it's kind of cool when you use it with Lion's Claw, right? That's why everyone uses it. It's pretty dope. So I'm thinking, cut a long story short, we get the sword, and then we figure out what Ash of War we're going to put on it from there. I think it's this way. I hope it's this way, because I'll look quite silly if I've got it wrong. That's a faith spell. Is it there? There's something aggroed. Yep. Oh no. Is it here? Is it here? Please. There it is. Right, I was right. Cool. That's good. That's good little muscle memory there. The thing is, I've never actually played like a full strength playthrough either. But the fact that I know where that is quite cool. I'm getting a bit worried that these guys are going to attack me. Let's have a look. Guts' sword is heavy load, it's a C in strength, and it's got stamp upward cut. It also makes me a heavy load, which... does that stop? Does that stop? No, so we're probably going to have to go Arsenal's Charm. Oh, jeez. What is that, 23 compared to 9? Gloves, maybe? Okay, this is what we're rocking. Big ass thing. How do you stamp upward cut? Okay, like that. Cool. So yeah, that's the great. I don't feel like I've like cheesed anything here. And that's kind of just the entry to Caelid. I'm gonna go do that tunnel. There is another worm Magwalime boss in there. It's not important to me right now. I don't really care about it. Why is Rodrika not?
Well, I took you for it now, actually. Out your own. The girl.
Yeah, okay.
Stay absurd.
I've been doing so many playthroughs for the build-up of the new game. I'm not going to need anything from here. That I forget where I'm at with some of them. Okay, so I've got 3. So I need another. I'll need another 3 plus the 4, so I'll need 7. And I know that I can buy them. She's gone. Oh, Dungman's already. Yeah, so I need 7. There's nothing else there. Dungman's open already. I wonder why that is. Is that because I entered Atlas?
I suppose I'll ask Matt.
Yeah, just ask him to teach it, man. He's all primed and ready. And Feely Luke, you need to go get the secret Dexter's medallion to start her thing. I think that's what I'm missing. I ran out of money. Jesus. That's why I tend to keep some of these runes ready and available. I've got 12. Is that the right amount? 2, 4, 6. Yeah, that's the perfect amount. Jeez. Look at that. I didn't even mean that. Right, let's get all these sold. I suppose what we can do... I need 3,000. How much have I got? 2,000. Oh, yeah. No, Ash of War's work. I don't really need Determination. Beast Roar. It's quite funny, actually. Storm Stomp. No, we'll just go in with a plus 11. What was this? Plus 7. So, oh, we're getting some fair damage off this then. The equip load might kill me. Yeah, we need a little bit more to level it up. We've got 6 of these and 2 of those, so we can actually get it up 1 more as well. So we can get it to plus 13. We just need the 3,000 odd. Is there anything I could sell? I don't normally sell items just for the sake of... Well, for the reason is that, like, you don't know when you're going to want them. I don't want them. These are just waste of time. I've still not got enough. I'm not going to use these. That's 700. That should be enough. And then I need 4,000 to get the plus 13. Cool. Garang time. Let's see if we can convince the Beast Man to be kind to us. How long is this stream? Okay, so it's approaching like the 2-hour mark, so I'm going to stop here. Just for the fact that the YouTube video might be too big. And then we'll come back.